The ocean is full of strange stories, but few begin with silence. No warning lights, no radar pings, no engine hum. Just a blur of blue on the horizon that seemed to drift like a ghost. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Dailydose, like, and share this video. At first, the Coastal Guard team thought it was a trick of the water. The sea has a way of playing games with your eyes. But as their boat crept closer to the odd shape, what they found left every trained man on board questioning reality. A blue boat, almost invisible against the waves, floated aimlessly with no signal, no registration, and no crew in sight. What was inside it would soon unravel a chain of events they never saw coming. Roughly 3 miles off the coast, during what should have been a routine inspection, the crew noticed something odd. A lone object bobbing in the distance, barely perceptible from their deck. One of the 7 guards pointed. "There's something in the water over there." As they drew nearer, confusion spread through the group. Their radar showed nothing, no signal, no interference, just open water. And now, this boat. Its blue metallic shell shimmered faintly under the sun, blending almost perfectly with the rolling waves. If they hadn't spotted it visually, it would have passed by unnoticed. The crew tried the usual protocols. They called out, requested identification, asked if anyone was on board. No answer. No movement. Just stillness. It was eerie, like the boat was waiting for something or someone. The captain, a seasoned veteran of 2 decades at sea, felt the tension build in his chest. He ordered a rope thrown with a hook to bring the vessel closer. But when the team pulled, something unexpected happened. Their own boat began moving instead. Whatever this thing was, it was far heavier than it looked. "It's dragging us!" one man yelled. "What is this thing?" As the 2 vessels finally made contact, it was clear that this wasn't just some abandoned fishing boat. "We're only seeing the tip of the iceberg," someone muttered, words he would later regret. Despite their unease, 2 guards, Brendan and John, were assigned to board and investigate. Climbing onto the mysterious vessel, they found only blackened windows and a heavy silence. No movement inside. No indication of life. "We have to open it," Brendan said. Together, they creaked open the top hatch, revealing a narrow metal staircase descending into darkness. Flashlight in hand, Brendan led the way into the belly of the vessel. Inside, it was colder than expected. Bare metal walls, rusted panels, and a single flickering light that barely illuminated the space. The central console looked like it hadn't been used in decades. "Where's the crew?" John whispered. Before they could explore further, the hatch slammed shut above them with a deafening bang. On the Coastal Guard's main ship, panic broke out. The hatch had closed by itself, and now the 2 men below were unreachable. The radio cut out. No response. Then, the worst happened. The blue vessel began to move. Not forward, but down, slowly sinking beneath the surface with Brendan and John still inside. Trapped and stunned, the 2 men tried to force the hatch open, but it was sealed tight. "We're not sinking," Brendan said, trying to stay calm. "It's not taking in water. It's submerging." The terrifying realization dawned on both of them. They weren't inside a boat. They were in a submarine. A stealth one, built to evade detection, radar, and perhaps authorities. They had no control over its movement, no way to communicate, and no idea where they were going. The submarine moved silently beneath the waves, navigating its own path. Brendan and John decided to make use of their time and search for clues. Maybe they could find a way to stop it, or at least understand what it was carrying. They scouted the small control room, an aged console with analog buttons and wires from another era. "Over here!" John called, motioning toward a large metal door at the back of the chamber. The door had a heavy industrial handle and wouldn't budge no matter how hard they pulled. Just as they gave up and sat against the cold metal floor, The vessel began to vibrate again. This time, upward. "There's light coming through," John whispered. But Brendan wasn't celebrating yet. Something wasn't right. Moments later, they heard footsteps clanking above. The top hatch opened, and 3 unknown men descended. They didn't notice the 2 Coast Guards hiding behind the control panel. Brendan watched silently as the men went straight for the locked door and effortlessly opened it with a hidden key. One by one, they began hauling crates and heavy bags from inside. It looked systematic, routine even. The guards realized they were witnessing something massive and very likely illegal. The men made several trips, dragging items up to the surface. Brendan tried not to breathe too loudly. After nearly half an hour, the unknown men climbed out and left the hatch open. The guards knew this was their chance. They bolted. As they emerged, they realized the submarine hadn't surfaced near shore. It was docked beneath something, a massive oil rig structure looming above, suspended by enormous floating supports. "Where the hell are we?" John gasped. There was no land in sight. They climbed the ladder leading to the main platform above. What awaited them was more than they ever could have expected. Brendan and John realized they were on a rig disguised as an oil platform, but instead of drills, there were crates, armed guards, and an air of secrecy. They watched from behind shipping containers as an older man, clearly in charge, inspected massive bundles of cash and bags of a white powder they quickly recognized as narcotics. This wasn't just smuggling, it was a major trafficking operation. Knowing they had to escape and report what they saw, they quietly made their way back toward the ladder that led to the submarine. Every move was risky, every step tense. Just as they reached the platform's edge, a voice shouted behind them, "Hey! Stop!" Without hesitation, Brendan grabbed John and yelled, "Jump!" They leapt over the side, bullets slicing the air above them, and scrambled back into the submarine. Sealing the hatch shut, they initiated an emergency surfacing. Moments later, a search vessel from their own Coast Guard, alerted by their earlier radio silence, found them and pulled them aboard. Shivering, soaked, but alive, Brendan and John told their story. Their report led to a massive international bust. The platform was raided days later, dozens of arrests were made, and one of the largest smuggling operations in recent history was shut down. And yet, no one ever figured out who built the mysterious blue submarine, or how many more might still be lurking beneath the ocean waves.